I spend more time on my math class than any other course, and I still don't get the grades I want.
To be successful in your math class, it's really important to set aside regular study times and stick to them. When you treat your study schedule the same as your class schedule by showing up to a specific location at a specific time, say every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m., then your study becomes part of your regular routine.
You also want to think about the different types of studying that's necessary to be successful in math. Not only is there the homework completion, but there's the work that you do before lecture to prepare for class, and then after lecture to help review the concepts that you went over. And lastly, there is the preparation that you do for your exams.
If you take a weekly calendar and first block out your lecture and discussion class times, you can identify a 1 or 2 hour block each day for studying math. It'll be natural for you to use study times soon before the homework is due to complete the homework sets, but study times after the homework is due are also valuable opportunities to recap the past week's content.
My students often say if they are strategic about their study schedule, then not only do they get everything done, but their free time is truly free time, and then there's no need to cram the night before the exam.
I bought this textbook, but I've never opened it.
Even if I don't assign reading or exercises from the textbook, it is always a good resource to use to complement the lecture. You can use your textbook to see proofs of some of the theorems that we covered in class, some examples that illustrate what we covered in class, and then exercises to practice some of the skills that we used in class.
When you're doing your homework, a natural resource is your lecture notes. But the theory and proofs portion of your textbook, as well as the examples section of the text, can complement your lecture notes and provide additional detail and illustrations. You can use your textbook similarly during your recap, and then also use the exercises in the text to test your knowledge.
So while preparing for your exam, your lecture notes and your old homeworks are going to be your best resource. However, selecting odd problems from your textbook that are similar to your homework sets are also a great resource. You may want to check with your professor, your TA, or your tutor for a comprehensive list of good problems to help you prepare for the exam.
I can do my homework all right, but I don't do as well on the exams.
The set of skills and knowledge required to complete homework versus perform on an exam differ somewhat. Consider 2 different labels for knowledge: procedural versus conceptual knowledge. The procedural is the how-to, and the conceptual can tell you when to. For example, it's one thing to know how to take a derivative, and it's another thing to know when you should. Homework problems are good for practicing the procedural parts and often direct you what to do, such as take the derivative. It's a good idea to complete homework alone or with peers and study homework frequently. However, exam problems often require both the conceptual and the procedural, and usually in that order, and they don't often tell you directly what to do. To do well in these problems, you'll need to study lecture notes and the text, and discuss concepts with peers, tutors, TAs, and your professor during your weekly recap, and especially during exam prep.
I really want my students to come see me. It's especially helpful if you've studied my notes, talked to your TA, worked with other people before you come, so that when you come you have some really good questions for me.
Let's review. Create a schedule and know your purpose when you study. Use portions of the textbook strategically to complement lecture notes. Practice procedures by doing problems, and solidify concepts through discussion.